Hello team, my name is James Diaz-Barriga, Chief Financial Officer of our team here at Maynard Select. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this safety video. I hope you find it very useful. We're launching a safety program here at the company with the number one intention being your well-being. It's extremely important to us that people are safe at work, feel safe at work, and come home safe to your families. As well as it's really great for our reputation. It's going to build our name in the marketplace as people that do the right things. This safety video is going to be 1 hour. It's going to be on very important topics. We've tried very hard to be sure we keep it nice, short, and to the point. We're also going to throw a couple fun things in there for entertainment to keep you paying attention. Please remember that no matter how long you've been doing this job, that it's never a bad thing to have a safety reminder, and hopefully you'll pick up a new thing. Feel free to ask questions. General managers will be out at work sites along with the CEO and myself from time to time making safety observations, trying to get feedback, and being sure we're doing the right thing for you as well. Thanks a lot for your time. Enjoy the video, and we'll see you on test day.
Welcome to the Maynard Select training video. Today we will be discussing fall protection, ergonomics, electric safety, aerial and scaffolding safety, and hand tool usage safety. Please refer to the handouts during each section for further information. Topic 1 in the Maynard Select training video covers fall protection. We will discuss ladder inspection, storage, rating, setup, and maintenance.
Okay, we're going to give you a brief overview on some ladder safety. One of the first things is to be familiar with the ladder that you're going to use and check it over carefully to make sure the rubber feet and all the nuts and bolts are in place. There's no oil or debris on the steps, and it does look in good shape. If there are any broken parts or missing parts, then the ladder should be taken out of service and you find another one. These are the two ladders that we use most commonly. This is the step ladder, and then we use extension ladders. Both are intended for use by one person at a time only. In the case of the step ladders, you do not use step ladders leaning against the wall in this fashion. Step ladders are designed to be opened up and stood on all 4 feet with the legs and the stretchers fully extended. These should be turned sideways to the wall, and you will climb up the ladder with it facing this way. You never climb higher than the toppest step on the ladder, and you never climb or sit on the top on this one, either standing or sitting on it. These ladders are to be used in this fashion only. On a lot of construction sites, they have other ladder requirements. On some jobs, you can only use an extension ladder at 12 foot, and they do make them taller than that. So you should be familiar with the rules and regulations on the job that you're working on also. These ladders, when they're not in use on some job sites, you're required, you can't leave them standing up, and you can't leave them leaning against the wall if there's nobody using them. They are to be folded up and laid down on the floor against the wall when they're not in use. So take care, keep your weight centered, stay between the uprights. Do not try to lean to the left or the right on either of these ladders, and try to work outside it. If you need more room, then you get down and you move the ladder to where you're going to work. On the extension ladders, these are basically designed to be leaned up against the wall and can be extended to the height that you want to work. If you are actually climbing up to get on top of something, then you want to extend the top of the ladder at least 3 to 4 feet beyond the top of what it is you're going to be getting on top of. When they're against the wall, that really doesn't matter. When you're working on either one of these ladders, you want to take care that there's nothing on the floor that the feet are sitting on, and that there's nobody else working below you. And if they are working close, you need to keep an eye on whoever is working around you at the time. All of these are meant to be used with you staying centered up in the ladder. So again, you don't climb up and try to reach outside your arm's length from either side of the ladder to do your work. When you're going up and down the ladders, you really shouldn't be carrying anything in your hands. You should have tool belts or carriers used to get your tools to where you're working. Again, you're only supposed to have one person at a time, so if you need something, you have to come down to get it. People aren't supposed to climb up the ladder to bring you anything or hand you a tool while you're working. So these will be able to be extended to the height that you need to work. And again, certain ladders can only be used certain sizes on jobs. If you go beyond a certain height, you have to have a lift or another means of getting to it if it's above so many feet off the floor. So again, check with your job regulations to make sure that you're within those boundaries. When you stand up an extension ladder to use it, the base of the ladder should be out at least 1/4 of the full height of the ladder from the wall. So in the case of a 12-foot ladder, you would have to be at least 3 feet out from the wall in order to set it up and operate it properly. And make sure that whatever it's standing on is a solid, flat surface.
Will you?
Whoa, 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 whoa! You don't.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Sharp, the Office Manager and Safety Coordinator for Maynard Select. One thing that I've noticed is most of our workers' comp related injuries are due to the misuse of ladders. And ladders seem to be really simple pieces of equipment to use, but I believe in their simplicity, the safety is overlooked when they are used. And this is one thing that really affects the company as a whole. Just simply not taking your time when you're walking up the ladder and just using proper safety techniques, we seem to have injuries, and these injuries could be avoided. And this affects the company by not allowing us to bid on all of the jobs that we would be able to bid on if we had a higher safety rating. So just think about that whenever you're on those ladders.
Topic 2 in the Maynard Select training covers ergonomics. We will discuss ways to move that more naturally suit your body and in turn reduce the risk of injury.
Okay, for lifting objects, you should have 1 foot behind and 1 beside the object that you're going to lift and stand close to it. And you squat to pick it up. You don't bend over and stoop with your back. You need to keep your back straight, which keeping your chin down accomplishes. You get your palms and your fingers are the best grips, and you lift the unit with straightening out your legs. Don't lift and pull with your back. You keep your back upright. Once you have the object in your hands, when you're ascending stairs, keep your feet turned to the outside. Go upwards. When you put stuff on a shelf, you don't reach out any farther than you actually have to. When you pull the weight back to you, you keep it as close to your chest as possible. And then keep your feet turned to the outsides when you come back down the steps. When you're lowering it to the ground, again, you keep it as close to you as you can keep it to your body. And use your legs to lower it to the ground to set it into place. Watch where your fingers are. Don't have your fingers under it. Watch where your toes are. Don't set the load down on top of your toes. When you're going to put objects on higher, then you need to grab the object and again keep it as close to yourself as you can and lift it up and put it on the shelf where you're going to set it down and keep it away from you. Again, keep the weight close to you. Squat with your legs Set it on the ground. Make sure your fingers are free before you put it on the ground.
It's very good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Corey is here to show us how to prevent injuries in the workplace.
Yes, and one of the leading injuries in the workplace is injury to the low back because you're using improper body mechanics. So, proper body mechanics. Use your legs to lift, not your back, and never rotate and torque your spine.
That's what happened.
You know, Corey, there's some men out there that probably don't think women can lift the iron with the men, you know. I'm not one of them, of course. But let's just, for the sake of argument, do you want to go mono to womano?
You want to compete against me?
Yeah.
You do know that I'm a professional bodybuilder, right?
I could have gone pro, but I wanted to keep my eligibility open for the Olympics.
What event was that, Timmy? Synchronized gluing a board to your head?
Do you guys ever wonder why it's been 3 years since I've had you on the show? Let's get to it.
Tim, she looks pretty strong. I think she could bench press us. And by the way, any time.
Okay, let's try a nice lightweight. Let's say 130 pounds.
Okay, looks good to me.
Here's your legs.
Come on, damn fool. Oh!
Yeah!
All right!
Your turn, Corey.
What was that?
What was what? Maybe you're not as strong as you thought, Corey.
Just hold on a second. I just need a better grip.
Maybe you need the help of a big, strong man.
Hello, I'm Max Gross. I'm the General Manager of Maynard Home Comfort, the Residential Heat and Cooling and Plumbing Division of Maynard Select. I'm talking about the importance of back injuries, the way you need to lift equipment, all that. And we don't want you to strain yourself. You know, ask for help. Don't be a hero. It's very important. For instance, my brother, he worked for several years at a factory, and he overexerted his back, and he actually had 2 major back surgeries. He's 42 years old, and he's never been able to work again. So we want everybody, you know, to not have to go through, you know, something what he's having to go through. It's a very emotional thing, and to make sure that you're going home to your families every day and be able to actually take care of your family. So just want everybody to be safe out there and take care of your family and take care of that back and be safe.
Topic 3 in the Maynard Select training video covers electrical safety. We will discuss the best practices to use when dealing with existing electrical installations, working on or near exposed degenerated parts, overhead electrical lines, illumination, portable ladders, conductive apparel, visual inspections, removal from service practices, fuses, and effects of electric current on the human body.
All right, cord safety. On extension cords, of course, first thing you need to look for is any frayed places or broken places in the cord. You have to make sure the ground plug is on the cord. If it's broken or missing, then you need to either replace the plug or get another cord. Short of replacing the ends on the cords, the only other repairs that are allowed on an extension cord is shortening. And even that's supposed to be done by an authorized person. You're not supposed to string out your cords and use any kind of staples or nails or anything to run them around the wall. They should be drooped out, you know, and led around with no sharp bends in them, and kept up out of water, as it shows in our little cartoon picture. You should never have water around where you're going to be using your cords and electrical equipment. If you're going to be using an electrical tool, it should also have its grounding plugs and everything to match the receptacles that you're going to be using. So it's just simple safety when you're using cords. If they look damaged and are not usable, then ask for them to be replaced. Other electrical concerns are when you're working on live equipment, then you should take care to try to shut down the piece of equipment at the breakers. And the breakers should be locked out so that nobody can accidentally turn the power back on while you're working on the piece of equipment. When you get into a panel, then you need to check for the breakers and make sure that they can be locked out if you're working on a piece. The normal controls that come with them, little on-off switches, are not to be considered means of disconnect. And one of the last things you need to watch when working around electrical is your illumination. You should have plenty of lighting when you're inside an open fuse box or terminal board where you can see what's actually going on and what you're touching and what you're doing. So again, be safe, use safe equipment, and use your good common sense, and have a safe day.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Harbor. I'm the General Manager of the Refrigeration Department. I'd like to thank you today for watching this video so that we can improve the way we take care of safety in this company. As you know, I have a background, or most of you know, in field work, so I have a good connection with the guys on what it takes to be safe in the field. And I know some of the things, some of the war stories that we all tell each other, how we take care of problems when we have to. Well, the smart way of doing that is take care of safety issues the way they should. The electrical part of this business, very dangerous. When we're on move, we lose a person, family lose a husband, or so on and so forth. I feel like that this is very important. When we have electrical issues, we need to use our lockout tags and checking our cords and things like that. So, to conclude, let's take safety serious and also hold each other accountable.
Topic 4 in the Maynard Select training video covers aerial and scaffolding safety. We will discuss the proper way to use lifts and scaffolds in this section.
Alright, today we're going to go over some scaffolding and aerial lifts and your safety with these. One of the first things you need to consider when you're going to be taking either one of these pieces to a work site is planning your path that you're going to travel to get there, and to go ahead of time and clean out any cords or debris where you're going to be rolling and moving these, and to make sure you have access to the area where you're going to work with it. On either one of these, after you get so high off the ground, you should wear harnesses and fall protection to keep you from falling off of the lifts when you go up there. These scaffolds should not be rolled really with anybody on them. You should get out and move it from place to place and then get back on the scaffold. You should also, on these, stay in the basket. You do not get up on the rails or stand on the sides of the basket when you go up and down in the lift. Standing or getting up on top of these rails is basically prohibited while you're on these. You're not supposed to use these aerial lifts as a crane to actually put stuff on top of them and lift it into position. These are just for personnel lifts only. You should never allow anybody to come up and use the lower set of controls on the lift while you're up on the lift without letting the person that's in the basket know that first. You need to have this, these deals with the board type scaffolding. Your planks should extend beyond your end pieces 6 to 7 inches. Now this one is a prefabricated scaffold with a platform in it. But the scaffolding that's set up using planks and boards should have your boards extend out beyond the ends. You do not use this scaffolding stacked to a height more than 4 units as tall as it is wide. So you don't get too tall on these type of scaffoldings. When you're up on these and working, you should lock your wheels on both of these and lock it into position once you're up in the air working so that it does not move. Any tools that you're using should be secured on both of these apparatus before you try to move them or go up and down on this aerial lift to keep them from falling off and hurting someone else. And again, you should be watching below you for any people that are working around the bottom of these while you're overhead, especially if you're dropping any sparks or any other type of debris while you're working. So keep these steps in mind and try to be safe as you go up and down on these, and have a safe day on the job.
Get this rope here, just attach it here to my beater, and you can just head down towards that porta potty right down there.
Jim, be careful.
I don't know, Al. Traditional 10-foot ceiling. But let's say I want to do a remodel on the Sistine Chapel.
Well, I don't think you'd be their first choice as contractor.
Stick with me here, okay? Guys, raise this up to the Sistine Chapel level. Now let's say I want to smooth out those chubby cherubs with some wallboard. But the stilts only go up to 48 inches. That's why I use these. Heidi? My pneumatic drywall stilts.
Pneumatic drywall stilts?
Is there an echo in the building?
Well, just how high can they go?
Sky's the limit. Want to go up? Press this lever up. 3rd floor lingerie. Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I'm very impressed, Tim.
Watch this. I want to reverse the process and go down to the bargain basement where you picked up that shirt. Press here.
Hi, this is Adam Griffin. I'm the General Manager of the Commercial HVAC and Plumbing Department. I'm glad to see y'all are taking the time to watch this safety video we're putting out. And I know personally safety is important just because I have 3 little girls and my beautiful wife at home, as I'm sure all of you have the same. And I know that I'm wrapping up the scaffolding and lift safety. I think it's one of those pretty obvious things. If you fall, you could really hurt yourself. A little known fact, I actually fractured my skull when I was about 16 months old. I fell 1 story or so into some cement, so I know a little bit about it. I don't remember it, but safety is definitely a key thing, so nobody else can end up like me.
Topic 5 in the Maynard Select training video covers hand tool usage safety. We will discuss using general tools, grinding tools, power saws, woodworking machinery, and pneumatic tools and equipment.
Okay, on daily power tool usage, one of the first things we need to do is to check the tool that you're going to be using and inspect the cords for any cuts or frays, and make sure all the parts and components are on it and working. If you're going to be using some of these and there's a danger to your hands, you should wear gloves. If you're using the grinder, you should wear goggles and in some cases a full face shield when using these items. If you find any damage or defective tool, then you should take it out of service and have it replaced or repaired. You need to keep the handles and all of it free from oil and grease where you can get a good grip on the tool. When you're going to be using it on a piece of equipment or in a certain area, make sure there's room around the tool for your hands to work and not get into other objects. You should not wear jewelry, have long hair, long sleeves or clothing, and any rings or chains when you're operating some of these tools to prevent damage to your hands. Make sure if they do have blade guards on these items that the blade guards are on them and they're functioning and in place like they should be. You should always keep your hands free from the work where you're working. If you're using a drill, don't hold the item that you're drilling in your hand. Get another tool or put it in a vise to hold the item that you're drilling. And never drill toward any parts of your body, your hands or your feet or anything else that's in the way. Using a lot of common sense will help keep you from getting hurt when using these. Always watch also the people that are around you and make sure your cords are not in an area where people can trip or pull the tool while you're using it. So keep everything in mind as you use these and try to be as safe as you can. Protect your hands and your face at all times from any flying debris. And have a good work day.
Belt attached with a rough grit. Now we want to plug the thing in now.
Of course, you want to be sure the trigger switch is not locked in the on position.
Any idiot knows that. This is the complaint department. Al, want to hold that letter up for me?
I don't think so, Tim.
I'd like to respond by saying, Charlie, thanks for sharing your feelings. Please feel free to write anytime. Introducing the Binford small line of industrial magnets.
The Mini Mag 100 is perfect for picking up screws and nails. It can also pick up small tools that have carelessly been dropped behind the workbench, perhaps the fault of a coworker.
And the Mini Mag 2000. Small, but powerful. 10 pounds will pick up 400 pounds. This would suck the Tin Man right through a keyhole.
Well, it was designed to pick up sheet metal, so you want to keep it pointed to... No, just slide it. Slide down. Tim.
Pretty powerful little thing, isn't it? Mark, hold it back. Mark!
Hello everyone, I'm Max Gross. I'm the General Manager of Maynard Home Comfort, the residential heating and air and residential plumbing group of Maynard Select. I'm talking today about hand safety and hand tools and safety of those tools. We want to be sure that you're using tools for what they're intended for. I've seen people use pipe wrenches as hammers and such like that, and that's definitely a no-no. We don't want to do that. We don't want to talk to you like children, but it's something simple that we always want to focus on. Always making sure we're using the right tool. If you see a tool that's broken, take it to your supervisor. It will get replaced. You're not going to get in trouble if we're leaving a job, or calling and getting that tool replaced. So we just want you to work safe, be smart, and so every day we're going home safe and take care of you and your family and the company.
I got my hard hat on.
Safe.
I got my FR.
Safe.
I got my gloves on.
Safe.
Yeah. I don't care what you gon' do, but as long as you and your crew stay
safe.
I got my safety vest.
Safe.
Yeah. I got my glasses on.
Safe.
I got my steel toes.
Safe.
I got my chalks down.
Safe.
Even got my cones out.
Safe.
I don't care what you gon' do, but as long as you and your crew stay
safe.
That's right, that's life, man. You gotta play the rules. Living dangerous, but you trying to play the fool? I'm the reason why being safe is cool. Shiny hard hat, steel toe in my shoes. FR clothing and my glasses approved. My whole crew here is safe.
Why is that?
Because I got a pretty face. And being unsafe is ugly. Plus I got a family at home who loves me. I got my safety vests on all the time to make sure you see me all the time. I circle for safety before I drive. My seatbelt's on before I drive. And I use a spotter when I'm backing up. Why is that? Because I'm backing up and that's
safe.
I'm focused.
Safe.
I got my mind right.
Safe.
Yeah, I got my hard hat on.
Safe.
I got my FR.
Safe.
I got my gloves on.
Safe.
Yeah. I don't care what you gon' do, but as long as you and your crew stay
safe.
I got my safety vest.
Safe.
Yeah. I got my glasses on.
Safe.
I got my steel toes.
Safe.
I got my chalks down.
Safe.
Even got my cones out.
Safe.
I don't care what you gon' do, but as long as you and your crew stay
safe.
Dennis! Dennis! Focus on the job.